Good morning, afternoon or evening. This is a 1v1 from a recent match I played where I used a lot of counter-attacking and fast units while struggling to find iron at all in this match. I hope you enjoy. So here we've got the first scouting of my enemy's base. As you can see here, I find his temple and straight away continue scouting my base as I haven't found a good source of metal other than one iron node outside of my spawn. You can see here I'm straight away converting my food economy from berries over to wheat by upgrading my workers as fast as possible, and also I have a small army of slingers just in case he was going to stone warrior rush me, which he didn't. I also start walling off my base. As you can see, I don't have much wood because I just upgraded my houses by accident. So I cancel some house upgrades and send one worker to build a wall. You can see some miss micro here, trying to get my workers onto the resources, and my only metal is guarded by a tiger and a boar. So I lose 2 workers there, and another few while fighting. So there's all in all 4 workers to kill 2 animals. Here I try to reuse my strategy from my last video, where I use rams combined with spearmen and slingers to attack the enemy's base. I use the rams as an armoured tank unit so that they can soak up all the damage, and my spearmen and slingers can pick off workers and his army. I also start walling off my flanks with some walls, just so I can use this whole wood line without worrying about it being breached. You can also see that once I could, I straight away upgraded my gate from an Iron Age gate to a medieval gate, because gates have the same armor and health as a wall, but they are much larger, meaning lots more units can attack them at once, meaning they are a large weak point in your base. Just like these houses that I'm trying to upgrade. I wouldn't recommend using houses as a house wall in the later stages of the game. In the Stone Age, it works quite well, and maybe even in the Bronze Age, but as soon as you get to medieval, it stops becoming effective. So you can see here I'm microing my units so they stand behind the rams, and the rams take all the damage from the towers instead of my units. This is the best point of attack. I probably could have gone all the way around and got his houses, because here you can see that everything's quite tightly packed, meaning the rams can't quite get in to do the damage they need to do. So you'll see here in a moment that they do deal with this fort quite easily, but then the ram gets stuck and can't actually enter the base to do any damage. So here the rams weren't quite as useful as in the last game, but later on I used them with a little bit of effect. You can see here that I'm using them again. This is the last time I used them in the match. This is mostly to slow down the enemy, as I was building pikemen instead of archers or anything. So I'm trying to buy myself some time by sending the rams the long way around and hoping his army follows, so that I can make enough squads to land in those galleys that you can see there. I've also moved my whole copper economy over here, as my other copper node has completely ran out. And I'm also raiding his fishing economy, which he had 2 or 3 fishing boats, and I'm destroying any buildings I can reach on the coast. can see, I keep sending militiamen over to his base to act as damage sponges to stop him attacking me while I finish off the last few preparations for my landing, and also then switch production over to archers so I can defend myself much easier. As you can see here, the last few squads have left and are getting ready to join into the galleys and land at his base. My militiamen here pick off 2 or 3 workers and cause some workers to have to hide, which stops them collecting resources, which is all in all a win for me, I think. And again, I'm slowing down his army from getting to my base. You can see here that my population is slowly starting to get close to filling, so I build more houses, and I probably should have built a wall in front of my houses at this point, knowing how much damage output he has with those pikemen combined with light knights. You can see now that the light knights and pikemen have no more units of mine to attack, so they are going to push forwards and try to cut off my iron, and also attack my base on the way. I could have defended this iron a bit better with a few wall pieces maybe, but it's too late for that now, and I send my little army out to try and buy more time. I also repaired the tower with my workers, so we have to kill it basically twice, which again buys me even more time, and I send my galleys with the squads inside to land on the enemy coast. You can see here that I'm losing iron, seeing as I'm not collecting any, and all my iron workers die as they're cornered. As you can see, he picks off everything in my iron gathering area, and I only just managed to get to late medieval with what little iron I had left. I stopped making pikemen as I have no more iron collection anywhere, and start making archers as they only cost food, and not much. It's 75 food for one archer, while in the Bronze and Iron Age it's 100 food for one archer. See here that I tried to repair, but instead build a little wall piece here to stop my enemy, sorry I keep saying ally, my enemy from entering my base with his cavalry. I also tried to repair the other house, but they're too big of a target, too slow to, too much damage to out-repair it. This is why I suggest you build walls now, instead of using houses in the medieval age as walls, because they are really not very effective. I land my squads and send them over to his houses to create a breach so I can get into his forge. This causes him to pull back all his light knights and only leave the pikemen in my base, which are very quickly dispatched. But I do lose a few workers here and housing. You can see I finish off 3 houses and manage to get his forge before his army has even arrived. Now that his army's here, I completely ignore his army and continue attacking his houses. And I do quite a good job of getting quite a few houses here, hopefully causing him some overpopulation issues with his quite large army. Build a few houses and wall off any breaches he made with wall pieces. And I also make a couple galleys to prepare for landing workers to find more iron. Seeing as on the mainland there isn't any. And as you can see, he's still making workers to collect iron. I wall off where I can and wait for his next attack. So now this is after a second attack he pulls on me, and I've just started landing workers. There's a huge amount of animals blocking my workers here, of course. There's a tiger, a boar, and I try to pull the tiger back to my galley to kill it, but the tiger doesn't follow me all the way back, of course. And while I'm trying to micro my workers over there, I'm also getting attacked with no iron collection anywhere on the map. I send 2 galleys out with 2 sets of workers to find iron, and I start making crossbowmen instead of archers, so I kill 17 archers and fill that population with crossbowmen, so that I can counter his light knights a bit easier. You can see I'm trying to go around the tiger, but there's a second tiger here. So there's 2 tigers now and a boar defending potential metal resources here. So I just have to force my way through to gain resources. You can see now there's 3 tigers and a boar chasing my 7 workers, and I lose only 1, luckily. Here as well, my workers are attacked by a boar while constructing a warehouse, and I managed to save these 6 workers only just, and managed to build a tower so I can have some vision and find the iron. Copper nodes, that is. My galley here helps kill the boar, and I'm able to collect resources. My enemy has also hit IR here, so I start making stables so that I can attack him and slow him down so I can catch up. You can see here that I've managed to establish my iron collection, and I'm almost halfway to industrial now, and my first cossacks are starting to be made as they cost no iron, which is a huge upside to them. You can see another attack comes in from his light knights, and just as I hit industrial, my crossbowmen and archers very quickly deal with this, but he has industrial soldiers which I cannot deal with. But luckily I attack with my cossacks and get into his woodline while he is focused on attacking me here. I try to move my farm a little bit away from the front line, but I don't have any industrial workers, so I completely forget about that plan. And my cossacks here are getting some really good value on his woodworkers by killing them all. My army pursues his army, but it was not worth it as I lose more than I gain and I just fall back, as he has an army of soldiers as well. You can see my Cossacks have cleared out all his workers, and I'm now running into his farm, but he realises and pulls his workers away before I can kill any. So there's too many towers there, so I just go for these woodworkers here, and manage to get my money's worth for the Cossacks. So now I'm making a navy of machine controllers to counter his machine controllers, which he's been making for a little while now. and he's only got one dock, I believe, or maybe 3. There's no difference. And I start attacking with my machine controllers very soon. Yeah, as you can see, he's building more docks now, and I rely very heavily on my fishing economy. And for some reason, one of my workers walked all the way out that way and ended up dying. But I'm starting to make death sites, which will easily deal with his soldiers and what's left of his medieval army. You can see here my machine controllers engage the enemy machine controllers and easily win with only 1 loss. They can't attack the IR naval docks, so I just sit them on the coast and prevent him from making units or fishing boats. You can see here I get a good shot off with the death scythe, but it kind of misses and only scares him away before I can do any serious damage. I also have to start managing my economy a little bit as I'm making towers, battleships, and also death scythes. Another army of Cossacks attacks, and this time I managed to block his workers from getting into a tower, and I managed to pick off a few here. But other than that, the Cossacks are starting to get a bit useless. As you see, my battleships have arrived. And these 3 battleships will be able to soften up the coastline for my incoming land attack. See, I can start pushing. And I've got a single Cossack that has drawn his whole army away from the front line into his back line, so that I can shoot him while he's inside his base in tight formations, and my death scythes are used to their maximum effect that way. So that's all his docks dealt with, and I probably made a few too many machine controllers here, but my army is now at his base, and I've wiped out over half his army with just 1 volley from my death scythes. I pull them back as they're getting fired upon, but he loses all his workers here, all his army here, to my army. And he quits once I get close to his town hall, resulting in a quick end. So thank you everyone for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and goodbye. Enjoy the rest of your day.